What's up, everybody? Couch Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Overwatch video. And in this video, we gotta break down some community manager talk from Andy B, one of the lead community managers of Overwatch. And he's gonna be clearing up a lot of important information about Overwatch 2, because people are freaking out about supports, freaking out about the fact that supports are just looking like they're gonna be super nerfed. And there's just a lot of uncertainty about Overwatch 2. So he's kind of clearing the air, breaking it all down for us. So let's jump right in. But go to the GameLeap website. If you want to dominate, if you want to improve, if you want to pop off, we have everything that you could possibly need on the GameLeap website. So go check it out right now down below. But without further ado, let's jump to the video. Now, if you don't remember, Overwatch 2 had a lot of features that people found controversial. They had a freaking Sombra that just could legitimately just roll and smoke everybody that pros weren't even using. They are taking CC away from the majority of characters, trying to make Doomfist a tank. They're just doing a lot. They're changing a lot, but one of the most controversial changes was the fact that if you took damage in combat, you would actually not be able to be healed to the full amount of healing as you would before. Now, while this was intended to punish you as an overextender, what this actually did was nerf supports. They were less impactful, and it just made supports the weakest role going into Overwatch 2, and rightfully so. A lot of supports are freaking the hell out. Mercy players, their amount of healing gets capped like all the way down to 35 heals per second, which is terrible. A lot of characters, they just heal fundamentally less, and it's really scary to support mains when they're thinking, what the hell, my role is getting completely deleted. But Andy B actually broke down, wanted to clear the ice about some of these speculations and some of these new changes and things like that. So let's read what he has to say, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Quote, "We have more to say about supports in the future. A humble request of the forum community. All the changes we're discussing right now in various threads around the forum are in testing, meaning they are not final and they are almost certain to change before we go into beta, let alone launch. These conversations are, to some degree, an exercise in transparency, and folks keeping an eye yet critical mindset helps us keep you better informed about the development process of Overwatch 2. It's completely understandable that you may be anxious when hearing about what we're testing from folks like the Overwatch League pros. You don't have the full context and your only frame of reference is the current retail environment. I get it. As a fan, I can tell you Overwatch 2 still fundamentally feels like Overwatch. Overwatch 2 still, all together now, all about the heroes and the bright, inclusive, optimistic future of the world we built together. I'm looking forward to the day you could all experience this for yourselves." Now, honestly, I'm pretty happy that he's being transparent, and I'm happy that they're being transparent with a lot of these changes, even though they're getting backlash, right? They're basically announcing all these changes openly. They could keep them under wraps, and people wouldn't know about them, and people wouldn't complain about them. That being said, it is understandable why the Overwatch community has their doubts about the direction of the game when, for one, they haven't really been that transparent in the past, and for two, there have been changes and things that should have been changed in the past that universally have been agreed upon by the majority of players needed to be changed in some capacity, whether it was Brig on release or whether it was the GOATS meta, or the list goes on, but those changes took many months, if not years. So why should us as individuals just automatically believe, hey, if we think something is broken or think something is out of whack, it's gonna actually get changed unless we stir things up, right? So I'm just kind of trying to play devil's advocate. At the end of the day, I do think that they are trying to make a better impression on us than before. They're doing more, they're reaching out to us more, so I am hopeful in Overwatch 2, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to whether or not they actually listen to the responses of pros, the responses of players that actively grind the game, and they want to make sure that the majority of people are somewhat happy and they're just not like snubbing a giant amount of players out of the game like everyone in the freaking support role. Now, a second part of this that I think you should really think about, and something that I can kind of ease your mind about the potential or the future of Overwatch 2, is one of the big criticisms about Overwatch in general was the fact that a lot of the developers were very low rank. They were not grinders, they were not high rank, and unlike that, other companies like Riot, for instance, had a whole bunch of people on their team that were like former pros in Counter-Strike, like very high level players that weighed in on how to make the game from a top-down perspective. That was one of the big criticisms before, but something that they actually hinted to on Twitter is that they are still actively testing with people in the Overwatch League, and they will probably be doing that in the foreseeable future. So all of this input, this great input that the Overwatch pros are giving about how to balance the game in a way that doesn't allow great amounts of inbounds between the roles and nothing just feels completely unfun and unbalanced and things like that. That is the type of insight that the developers are getting, and I don't think that they've always done this, and it's something that's new, and it's something that I really like, so I don't think that we should necessarily roast Blizzard for them really trying to change some of their old ways, in my personal opinion. But I really want to know how you feel about this. Are you a little bit worried about how they're going to handle it? Are you excited? Are you optimistic? I want to know your personal opinion down below. And also, if you're looking to get a VOD review, drop a code, your rank, and your name down in the description, and I'm trying to do some more VOD reviews on this channel, so definitely do that, and you have a chance to get picked to get a surprise VOD review. But thank you so much for coming by. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I love your faces, and I'll see you next time.